Cheers and welcome my friends, I'm Horath and we are playing Tyranny. This is episode 2 if you want to see the character creation and the conquest part of the game where we sort of selected our backstory with a multiple choice thing. I suggest you watch that. And we're going to load in from the main menu because that'll allow us to actually watch the intro once again. I had that at the end of the last episode, but I thought I'd go through it for people that sort of wanted to skip the character creation.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused. And Kairos has one message for the Archons. Crush the Oathbreakers, or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict. A magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
All right, that's rather ominous, and we see the statue from the picture. That's sort of a really nice transition. All right, then we're gonna ignore these tutorial messages. I'm just gonna tell you what I actually know. So this is our character over here. We have this sort of isometric view. You can see that this blood is sort of gushing down over here. We can click at this to find out what it is. We're gonna do that later. It's all very nicely done. This seems to be the place where we could get out of the valley that has sort of fallen down behind us. So this is our character. Over here you can hide the helmet, you can keep up the helmet. We are sort of wearing a special ceremonial Fatebinder stuff that has been given to us from Tyranny. But we also have these boots, Commander's Will, which only we can use, which is a little bit better in terms of deflection and disengagement defense, so why not take that one? And then we got the Fatebinder Seal. Just gonna have a look at it. So it gives us +2 resolve, which is fairly nice. The seal of a Fatebinder is used to stamp documents with Tunan's sigil. Though modest in appearance, the seal is a representation of Kairos' legal approval. Merely holding it impresses upon the wielder a sense of authority. So that's pretty cool. We're gonna equip that in one of our ring slots. We have quick items down here. We can have 2 weapon sets, but if you level for it, you can have 4 weapon sets of different stuff. Here is Kairos' edict. The scroll contains the word of Kairos' edict you have been commanded to deliver. So these are very powerful magic spells. Kairos' edict says, if Ascension Hall has not been taken by my forces before morning on the Day of Swords, all in the valley when this edict is passed will perish. So he's just gonna kill them all because nothing's happening. He's sick of waiting. These are our camping supplies. We have 4 camping supplies, 4 of 6. This is our money, iron rings or bronze rings. So this is the currency in there. Oh, and that's copper rings. So it goes from copper to bronze to iron. Okay, so iron seems to be rather valuable. Now what else do we have? We got our staffs. We have 2 staffs. We have the storm staff and we have the frost staff. We're gonna take the storm staff because we're better at wielding shock. And then we got our character over here, and the system by which you level up is basically the Skyrim system. The more you use an ability, that bar fills, and when it's filled fully, you level up to the next level of this. Just by using it, you get better, which is pretty cool. These are our modifiers. We're losing a bunch. Our attributes, I should say. This has been boosted by the Fatebinder seal, and then we have a bunch of skill trees over here: leadership, defense, power, range, and magic. Leadership, defense, power, agility, range, magic. Yeah, I think we're gonna go the magical tree down there, but we could go for a little bit of leadership as well. I'm not sure yet. And then we got our primary quests. We got our biography, which is fairly extensive. Holy crap. Really cool, though. Really cool. Lots to read in this one. Then we got an encyclopedia where you can look up everything that you find. Notes. We got some party records, personal records, party records. All the tutorials that we're going to get over here, which is nice. We have no reputation information yet available. This sort of stores our reputation with all the factions in the world that we encounter and have already encountered in the conquest part in the last episode. And there's the spell creation. That's pretty cool. So the spells are created out of 3 parts, or 2 essential parts and 1 additional part. So we could go for a core. We know the lightning, we know the frost, and we know the fire core. So you select one. Let's, for example, say we select the fire, or let's say we select the select the fire core, and then you have to say in what form of expression this this will actually be expressed. So you go for the expression sigil, which means that it is which creates a spell that affects single targets near the caster. There are other expressions that sort of allow you to form fireballs or all kinds of crazy stuff, and then these are sort of additional modifiers that increase your range or increase the damage or increase the area, all that. And so you can really create a lot of different abilities, which I really like. I like that system a lot. It's very well thought out. And then we got some missives. What's a missive? I don't know. Haven't seen one yet. But yeah, so that's the thing with the menus. I just wanted to go through them rather quickly. These are our abilities, so we can thrust with our staff. Our staff also has a ranged attack. Then we have the Searing Palm, that is a fire attack, 11 to 21 fire damage with 21 second cooldown. We have the Frozen Grasp with a 21 second cooldown, 11 to 18 frost. And then we have the shock, the Charged Fist, 14 to 21 shock. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. These people keep on burning, I think. Yeah, target ignites in flames, burning over time. Then we've got the frost, freezing enemies. I wonder if these two will sort of nullify each other. I have no idea, actually. I haven't tried that yet. And then we have the Charged Fist that actually pushes back enemy, interrupting what they do and pushing them back. So that's really cool. Just gonna go for a quick save. The path behind you is now blocked. Kairos' magic has sealed the valley. And then we can have a look at this. The ancient Weeping Mother statue pays homage to the Queen Lycerus, first of her name. Ah, come on. Fresh water once flowed from the statue, but when Kairos' forces attacked Vengeance well in 429, the statue began weeping blood and has done so ever since. I'm sure that's a good omen. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's a good omen. Statues weeping blood. That didn't prior to that. The once pure water of Queen Lycerus' tears has run red with blood since Kairos' forces invaded. Yeah, don't be disheartened by that. That's totally fine. If you hold the tab button, you can see everything that you can interact with. So path behind you is now sealed, blocked. Kairos' magic has sealed the valley. And then we got these. Desiccated corpses line the road of victory to Vendrian's Well, an example of the fate that awaits those who resist Kairos' will. And actually, these guys don't stay long enough. That's tooltip delay. I wonder if there is something that where I can tell them to show these longer. Doesn't look like it. Okay, well, I gotta live with it then. And here's a person that is signing us to come over there. So we got conversations, and we don't need to look at that. We're just gonna experience it. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. So she's a disfavored warrior, and you can see over here, we have no favor and no wrath from them. They don't hate us, they don't like us. And that is part of our conquest stuff. So let's continue. You've gained favor with the disfavored. A pleasure to see you again, Fatebinder. You were with us since before the first official days of the conquest. And so it's fitting you're here now. And what I hope is that last gasp of resistance from these backwards tearsmen. Here's hoping you can convince the Archons to settle on a plan to crush the Oathbreakers. That is why you're here, right? So now we gained 41% towards tier 1 of favor. I guess because of the conquest things that I did. So what are my options? I can glare silently. Really cool. I am in a hurry to deliver messages to the Archons. I come bearing an edict of Kairos. Or I can go for the lore. So that's because I think we have lore 51 or something. Can you hear that hum in the air, that glow around the rocks? The avalanche is Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. I'm gonna go for that one because whenever you use your lore abilities to impress someone or to use them outside of conversation, you level up your lore. And we want our lore as high as possible because lore determines which spells we can use. So go for that. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know much about such things. But if that was Kairos' magic, and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague? An edict of twisted bones? It's not really a thing for me to tell the first person I meet what I am bringing here. So I'm just gonna glare silently. Glare silently. Yeah, she should know her place. A nervous smile creeps over her as she waits for a response that doesn't arrive. I'm asking questions beyond my station. She dips low, trembling as she bows. Forgiveness, please. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you. Her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners. 3rd time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrived. But they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. In honor of the Vendrian Guard reneging on the surrender of 429, soldiers in both the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus now refer to these tiersmen as Oathbreakers. It is perhaps one of the few points of agreement between the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. Okay, let's end the conversation. We're gonna go into our first fight. I played a little bit of this for the setting of the sound and sort of getting acquainted to the game systems. This is pausable real-time combat. I'm just gonna remove that one. So this is our enemy. We can select our own abilities. What are we going to do with this? I think we're going to freeze the person first and foremost. So we select the ability, then we click on them, and then we unpause to let all hell break loose. We're going to go away to about 2 meters distance, and then we're going to select the charged fist. And you can see this ring, this blue ring that keeps ticking down. That is our the time until we can do the next attack. Everyone has that. If you have heavy armor, it takes you longer between attacks. If you don't, if you're wearing light stuff like I do, because I'm a mage, then you can attack faster. And that's pretty important for us as a mage. And he's down. That one was rather easy. But having sort of 3 attacks at our disposal is actually pretty useful. We looted the copper rings and we can take those items, so 2 plus 2 armor or plus 2 armor penetration for any weapon that I apply that to. Let's take it all. I'm just gonna go for a little quick save here.
Will do.
So let's come on over. We see that there's fighting on the other side. We should be vigilant and deal with the remaining Oathbreakers in the pass. This seems like a suicide mission. What do the Vendrian Guard hope to accomplish? From what we've learned from the other prisoners, the runners are instructed to escape the valley and drum up support for the Oathbreakers' cause elsewhere in the tiers. Aurora shrugs. I don't know who they think will listen to their pleas. We've smashed every army, fortress, and self-proclaimed ruler these low-born tiersmen have to offer. Perhaps they think the wild beasts will rally to their side. I sort of can please them with saying disfavored victory, and she's part of the disfavored. Perhaps if you had more thoroughly destroyed these tiersmen, we wouldn't be having this current problem. Been traveling for days. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be friendly. I don't want to piss people off too much. My thoughts exactly. They lost this war years ago. This is little more than the last gasp of a dying people. How much longer till I reach the Archons? You're almost to your destination. Once we clear the pass of the enemy, just head south down the foothills. From there, it should just be a matter of hours to the encampments. Okay, carry on. The avalanche has us blocked. Think you could fit through the rubble. Let me save over here. I'm gonna unpause. So this boulder. I could move the boulder if I had 30 athletics, but I don't. I'm not very athletic. But I can squeeze through the gap. If you do that, the boulder will roll on the soldiers and she will join you in the fight, which is pretty cool. But I have to squeeze through the gap and do this on my own, which is not really preferable. It's not what I want. I'm gonna go for the searing palm first and foremost to apply the damage over time first. And then we're gonna try to maybe push her back. You can see that we are recharging very fast. We can queue attack after attack. Die, come on. Okay, she's frozen now. I could use that one. Do some damage by sort of thrusting my staff at her. Wounded. Oh yeah, man, that's really hurting me. Whatever she's doing. Come on, kill her. Using my staff to hit her. Okay, very good. So here's a disfavored soldier, stone shield, badly injured. I really have to go after them right now, so let me go there. Hold on, dude. Let's go for the fire damage. So I have to move up now because the fire damage currently has only a range of 2. Oh, the fire spell. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I missed the Sun Soldier. Crap. Well, that can happen. Let's go for the frost spell for now. I only grazed her. Come on, dude. Start hitting. I mean, I'm happy that I can queue these attacks rather quickly, but... Okay, that killed her. And let's go for this one now. Don't really want to be in the melee. Come on. You can see his health with the amount of orbs that are on the next to his attack thingy. Could go for the fire attack one more time. They do have a cooldown though, so if there were other enemies, I would have gone for just a normal staff attack and leave it at that. Okay, we've got the Sun Soldier's Javelin, one-handed and thrown weapons. That's okay. We can sell that or give that to someone else. Anything else in here? No. I can just go back here, but the other guy, or Aurora, won't be able to fit through. Let's talk with this guy. Don't bother with me. Go down to the pass. Drastus. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. You're wounded, and it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This? But a scratch. I've seen twice as worse, 10 times over. He doubles over in pain, gagging and shivering. If you'll let me help. I said I'm fine. The soldier moans and shakes his head. Graven Ash protects. You go on and help the others. Graven Ash, Archon of War, is capable of shielding his soldiers from injury and fatigue. This protective influence exerts itself even from far away or as he sleeps, if he sleeps. Rumors disagree. Few understand how this arcane power works, but all who have faced the disfavored in battle will attest that Ash soldiers can survive serious harm and shrug off the fatigue of starvation or long marches in heavy armor. When the disfavored are wounded, Ash's Aegis, as some refer to the Archon's unique power, appears to help the disfavored swiftly recuperate and return to battle. Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see Stone Shield, if he'll actually survive his entrails hanging out. So there's another body that we can loot. We gain Waking Death. Will revive and defeat it for 120 seconds. So we have to sort of pop this mushroom, and then we can go down in the battle and return from the dead or from the unconscious. So several skulls bleached by the sun and picked clean by carrion birds are spiked on a roughly hewn post. It is the only heraldry the Scarlet Chorus needs. Okay, let me do a quick save. Let's go down. What's that? Oh! The person with the flaming swords just died. Verse. A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. Scarlet Fury. Scarlet Furies are the elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus, distinguished by their graceful attacks and murderous persistence. Better armed and trained than most Chorus conscripts, the Furies are found among the vanguard of battle, their brutal displays of skill inspiring bloodlust in the masses and fear in the enemy. Okay. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countrymen. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Ha! Fatebinder. Here at last. Care to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery?
I could be rather nasty with that. Depends. Who are you? I don't have any favor, any wrath, but let's say I help them. For the realm of Apex, charge! The Vendrian Guard level their weapons in advance. Have we have a look at that? Vendrian Guard is the army of the landlocked realm of Apex, defenders of the central region of the Tears. Named for House Vendrian, the ruling dynasty of Apex, the Guard has a reputation for being as resilient and stubborn as the mountains themselves. Ostensibly beaten by Kairos' armies and forced to surrender in 429, the Vendrian Guard resurfaced in 431, brazenly defying the Overlord's rule. That cannot be allowed. They need to die. Okay, so we got our companion, Verse. And if you have a look at this, you can see that we get a combination ability with Verse. So Blood-Soaked Stone. Coordinate with Verse to knock your target prone, so on the floor, then follow up with a strong bleeding attack. That sounds like a winning move over here, right? You can see sort of from these glowing arrows who she's attacking or who she's facing. We're just gonna try to do this, although it might not be a good idea to get into close range right now. Well, let's just focus fire. No, crap. I should have attacked the other person. Should have attacked this person.
I got it.
Okay, so now the person's burning. We're gonna do the charge.
Take that.
Okay, and you got insta-jibbed. Now let's use our combination attack to knock her down.
Good work.
Okay,
They
that
won't even.
that really hurt them. And then let's use our frost attack on this guy over here. Come on. It is a bit fiddly. It is a bit fiddly. I have to catch them directly. Okay, he's frozen now. Shabam. And now we're down to our staff. Now we can do the fire again. Let's go for the fire. And he's dead. He's also been jibbed.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
The fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
I'm versed, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. I'm ready when you are. There's not much point in talking here.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
Okay, I see your point. Nice and practical.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes.
Yeah, I agree.
For the voices of Horath!
So the Voices of Horath is their leader. If you watch the last part, you already know that. Equal parts genius and madman. A really creepy figure. I can't wait to actually meet the Voices of Horath. It suggests being more than one person, but it's only one person. First furrows her brow and focuses down on the battle to come. Okay, so let me just loot everyone here. We gain another Sun Soldier's Javelin. And 2 helmets, Scarlet Fury Helm. And a scroll, Lesser Sigil of Reaching Grasp. So that is an accent. I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. Or should I say right now? Because I will now. So in our inventory, we have to go to the stash, I guess. Where's that thing? I did loot all that stuff, didn't I? I looted that. Am I going crazy here? Everything. Oh yeah, okay. So I can right click to it to read it if I have law 35. No wait, I need to select me. So let's go for that. This scroll contains a magical accent which slightly increases the range of a spell. That's actually what we want. So we're gonna learn that. Discovered a new sigil. Magic in the world of Tyranny comes from learning how to perfectly scribe sigils and empower them with energy. So that's what we want to do. Other than that, there wasn't too much useful stuff in here. We do have a Scarlet Fury Helm. I think I'm gonna just sell that later. Well, let's use our new spell over here. Oh yeah, we now have the factions, so the faction reputations. The higher our favor, the better the things that we get. If we are tier 3 with the disfavored, they are gonna give me Stand Together, Stand Tall. Allied AoE, +1 resolve for 3 seconds. That's pretty cool. And then we get Favor of the Fatebinder. Shielded for 80 damage for 30 seconds. That's pretty nice. Disfavorable, appreciative of your honorable ways. The disfavored scouts praise your infiltration of the bastard city. And I can also gain Wrath. Undying Fatebinder. 1 per encounter. And Sever Ashes Bond. Immunity to Ashes Aegis. Foe AoE. Sever the bond between Grave and Ash and any disfavored in the target area, preventing them from receiving the benefits of Ash's Aegis. So if I decide to go against them, I also gain bonuses. You need a reputation change of minus strength to unlock this tier. We're gonna sort of find out these sort of mechanics together, but our companions also have loyalty and fear, stuff that will unlock when they become more and more loyal. So she's gonna gain Death from Above. Launch reverse into the air, allowing her to unleash a series of well-aimed arrows into the target from above. Each of these arrows strikes true and has armor penetration. Nice. If she fears us, she's gonna gain Fury Rage. Project intense flames towards Worse, which she catches on her blades and spins into an aura of wreathing flames around her. Nearby foes take burn damage from the flames while they last. That sounds rather spectacular, both of these things. I like it. And then we got Graven Ash. So we got reputation with persons, with this Archon, with our companions, and with factions. Pretty cool. Now for the spell creation. So I think I'm just going to upgrade one of my stuff. We gained this one. You need to select a core sigil before proceeding. I can upgrade my spells. If I were to create just one from scratch, I could go for fire. Then I would go for the focused intent expression, and then I could select the range sigil, which sort of ups the range over here from 2 to 4 meters, so it sort of doubles it, or just adds 2 meters. I'm not sure. But what you can also do instead of that is just upgrade the spells that you already have. You can see that it tells me the lore that is required to actually wield that spell. And if I add this sigil, the lore required is going to go up by 10. So the more powerful the spell, the more lore skill you need to still wield it. So we're going to update that one. So that's now 4 meters. We're going to update that one. That's going to go up to 25 as well. And we're going to update the fire skill, just because range is always good. I don't mind having more range. So that's nice. And we got our two guys. Just want to see if there's anything else missing. An empty spike stands waiting to claim its victim. Okay. The symbol of the Scarlet Chorus is smeared in blood on the tattered cloth tent. No effort has been made to repair the gaping tears. And then we got weapons and armor are strewn haphazardly around the cart. Every blade shows sign of rust, and every piece of armor is in need of repair. So the Scarlet Chorus isn't really looking after stuff. We've already read that one. That's just how they roll their heraldry. Okay then.
Will do.
Let's come down. We'll join the fight. Tarkus Demos. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his forks held high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. The fox is an enduring symbol of military life in the Tears. Adapted from the agrarian scythes of Azure, this curved blade was, in ages past, the weapon of peasants forced into battle. In the last century, the nobles of Apex took a liking to the weapon, and it has since become the weapon all serious Vendrian Guard warriors endeavor to master. Alright. These guys, they have some wrath towards me. That's fine. Stand aside, or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. Now, how should we roll in this? I'm thinking we're gonna take a stance of. I mean, we're not a sadist. We're not out for blood, but we're definitely here to bring the law of Kairos and the law of Tunen. So I don't think we'll do much talking with these guys. I mean, they renegotiated on their surrender, and we're here to bring that to an end, and that cannot really happen if we actually force them to do that. On the other hand, no. There's no escape, and for Oathbreakers, no surrender. You've gained wrath with Vendrian Guard. Then we'll settle this with bronze. The warrior points toward you, ordering his men to advance. Okay, then. These fools don't know when to stop. I like that. Charge! Tarkus Demos. As he signals his men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements. Hurry! Okay, so there's a group of friends. Mocking Blaze. Run down the Oathbreakers! Let no one escape! From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rebel, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you! You there! Keep to the path! The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but the soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus, roaring challenges. No, don't engage them! We need to run! His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Alrighty, so we're back in battle, and it's going to tell me about the companion combos, but I'm using them already, so we don't really need to hear that. And I think it's actually a good time to use the combo. So let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. And I'm gonna go for the slow mode, just for the increased control. Now she's set on AI. I can change the AI of what she does. AI behavior enabled. I can give her all kinds of stuff. Defend party. I'm gonna go for aggressive. Will actively seek out targets even if death is close. Defend party. Defend myself. Or passive. Will not react to being attacked nor seek out any additional targets. Okay, yeah, that sounds actually fine. And then we can go for Blade Dancer. Will fight aggressively in melee, targeting enemies with low health and low defenses. She will attempt to remain mobile in the battlefield and alternate between Red Geyser and Seeking Sheath stances at high health and 3 Whispers at low health levels. When in danger, Worse will attempt to use her Unbound ability to trick the enemy and attack vulnerable enemy targets. It's really cool how you can sort of control her. So she can either be a melee fighter or an archer, but since we're already a ranged character, we're gonna put her on Blade Dancer. And you can see that she has a couple of stances that you can choose. So you can only have one of these actives. These are sort of like auras of a paladin. So either she can do more damage, but at the cost of dodging and parrying, or she can try to dodge more, or she can go for more accuracy. Wild weapons, bows, dual wield. I think she's already dual wielding, so I guess it's fine. I'm gonna leave the AI to do it. I'm just gonna concentrate on myself mainly. This guy's on the floor, but he's not down yet. He's not down yet. So let's start with burning him. And I would appreciate it if she could actually attack him as well. I mean, he's already prone, so... What's that? Skewer. That's with the dual wield. Worse thrusts both her weapons into the target penetrating armor. Go for it. Why are we not concentrating on this guy? Come on. Or can I not attack anyone who's on the floor? I would have sort of expected to be able to push my... Why am I not doing anything? I'm not doing anything in here. Am I bugged?
I got it.
No, I'm just waiting around to recover. That was nasty. Okay, that pushed him back. She disengaged, but why? Why are you disengaging? Come on, attack that guy. I'm gonna pull myself back here. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Let's go for the frozen thing here against the big guy. And let's follow up with the fire. I wonder if they sort of negate each other. Okay, he's down. He's down. Our abilities are also down. I'm not engaged yet, which is good. So I'm gonna just help from the distance with my staff. Do that in slow mode. Okay. Our abilities are still on cooldown, which is not helping. Oh, that looked nasty. Come on, attack him. And our shock thing is back online. We can do that from a greater range now. She's gonna help in a bit, but we don't need her help. And you're down. That's what you get. That's what you get. So we're out of the battle now. Come quick! We have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. Alright, that went well actually. I'm sort of gonna plunder these guys. Didn't get anyone from this guy. I would have expected him to give me some loot, but apparently not. Apparently no loot for me. Meat and a head wrap. That's fine. We're just gonna take that. Nothing else to see here really. We're gonna go after the command in the next episode. This episode has already gone on for 40 minutes. I'm sort of aiming to make these 30 minutes, 35 minutes maybe. So for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments so I can improve. And if you want to see more of the series in the future, please consider subscribing. I'm sure the series will pick up speed. At the beginning, you just have to go through the systems and sort of learn a bit of the lore and yeah, get the introduction phase over with. But it's gonna be more speedy in the future. So hope you join me next time when we'll meet the commander. Thanks and bye bye.